Hi, BookTube. This is Johnny having a cup of coffee tonight. It is a Friday night, so it's like I was looking at BookTube and people are doing their Friday night reads, what they're going to do for the weekend. And yeah, but what I do at the end of the month is I show you guys getting my diary ready for next month. Next month we go into the month of April. So I always show you guys, for those who don't know about me, and I've been keeping a diary since high school, 1968. And I started, I don't know when I got a dentist appointment in August. I gotta remember. So what I've been doing for the last several years is I go to office supply store and get a calendar for the year. And then next month is April. So I rip it out of the thing here. And then I have to cut the scissors here. I have to cut this part here so it will fit into my folders. So I cut it. Yeah, I don't know when I started doing this. I think that maybe at least 30 years ago I started doing this. So then I get these ready. So now it fits into see, it has these prongs. And then I put it in here. And it goes in here. And I don't know, what I do is I don't really, for some reason it's not working. This one is not working. That's strange. Usually they fit right in. So I'm going to have to use my puncher. So I stick it in here. That's very rare that this happens. So then I put it into the folder, and I close it. You know what? I think this thing is a defect. I think this one is a defect. What do you know? The prongs don't fit up right. That's strange. I never had that done before. See if this one works on this one. Anyway, I won't mess with that. I never had that happen before. Usually the prongs go right in. So anyway, that's not going to work. I have more folders in my study, but I don't have them here. Maybe I'll go on this one here. So I put them in here. And you know, these are, it's not going to work. Forget it. So, forget that. Usually I put them into a folder. Usually they work. Those folders must be defects. I never had a defective folder before. See, it goes like this. And tomorrow is the last day of March the 31st, 2018. And usually I start an April diary. I even ripped the thing. Look at that. Totally pissed me off. Anyway, what can you do? So I was going to do my diary, but that's not going to work out for the month of April. So what have I been reading? Well, I've been mainly reading The Devil You Know, a Felix Castor Exorcism. It's kind of like an urban fantasy. That's what I saw when I was looking at Goodreads this evening. So I've just been reading this pretty steadily. Last couple of days, I don't think I've read anything else. I don't think I have read anything else the last couple of days. Let me see. Look at my diary. Yeah, I've just been reading The Devil You Know. I read that Wednesday. Well, Wednesday morning I read that book, The Sermon on the Mount, Human Flourishing, a Theological Commentary. And I read that in the morning, but then I read The Devil You Know. I read that Wednesday. Thursday, I woke up feeling kind of wasted Thursday morning. I didn't feel like reading anything. I just wanted to just stare off into space. And then our daughter-in-law, Emily, and our new little granddaughter, Coralie, and our other granddaughter, Josie Joy, who's like 3 or 4 years old, they came over and we had a big ham dinner, and Kara played with Joycey Joy and Nani, and we had the baby for a while. Emily went off and had some time by herself. So we watched the granddaughters, the grandchildren. Coralie, I think, is going on 5 weeks old. She's a newborn. Sweet little thing. Yeah, here's a picture of Josie Joy here by my place in the dining room table. So that's what I've read. Basically, I've just been reading The Devil You Know, which is about an exorcism. It takes place in the future. It takes place in London. Michael Carey has written a series of these novels. This is the first one. I came across it on some booktube, and it kind of struck my interest. Usually I don't read urban fantasy, but I wanted something that wasn't so, heavy, because I've been reading all this modernism and postmodern literary fiction, and my brain was getting kind of a little cooked. So I wanted a change. So I've read 173 pages of this, and it's supposed to be back here a spectacular novel. It's described as a supernatural thriller, out of nowhere, nasty surprise. It's dark and imaginative. Sorry, folks, it's not any of those things. It's not badly written, but I wouldn't consider it a spectacular thriller. Now, maybe it's going to really get really spectacular and get full of nasty surprises as I get towards the end. But right now, nothing has really happened. But I'm reading it because it's okay. It's well written. I like the character. His name is Felix Castor. who's kind of a down and out kind of exorcist. That's what he does for a living. He realizes he was growing up as a boy that he had the special gift to see the living dead, the ghost or spirits. And then he discovered that he had this ability to do exorcism in this world. Well, in this world that this is written, people who are alive live side by side with the living dead. I mean, everybody sees ghosts, everybody sees these spirits, and they don't really harm people or do violent things, except once in a while they do things that irritate people or do things that make the living uncomfortable. And so then they have these exorcists come and get rid of these people who have died, or children, or whatever. But it's okay. I mean, I wouldn't run out and buy this thing. And I'm not sure if I'm going to read any more of them. I'm looking for them used, but I'm not really sure. So that's what I've been reading. I'll probably read it. Tomorrow's a Saturday. I don't know, I'll probably read one of my Christian books in the morning. If I wake up and I'm feeling alert, I'll do that. But like I said, I'm kind of out of it. I did get a book in the mail today. I pre-ordered this book a while back. It's called The Left Bank, Art, Passion, and Rebirth of Paris, 1940 to 1950 by Agnes Poirier. Can't pronounce the name. For those who watch my videos know that I'm into Paris. Paris of the 1890s, Paris of the turn of the century, 1920, 1930, 1940, 1950, 1960. So yeah, I got this. It says here, in this fascinating tour of a celebrated city during one of its most trying and significant, ultimately triumphant eras, probably just right after the Second World War, Agnes Poirier unspools the stories of the poets, writers, painters, and philosophers whose lives collided to extraordinary effect between 1940 and 1950. She gives us the human drama behind the most celebrated works of the 20th century: Richard Wright's Native Son, Simone de Beauvoir, The Second Sex, James Baldwin, Gotel in the Mountain, Samuel Beckett, Waiting for Godot, Saul Billow's Aggie March, along with original stories of now legendary movements from existentialism, the theater of the absurd, new journalism, bebop, and French feminism. We follow Arthur Kissinger and Norman Mailer as young men peek inside Picasso's studio, trail the twist of Camus, Sartre, and Beauvoir's epic love stories. We witness the births and deaths of newspapers, literary journals, and peer through the keyholes to see the first kisses and last nights of many ill-advised bedfellows. Then it goes on and on. So